Greetings in the name of the Most High. You done know. Welcome to Our Thoughts, Not Yours. I am your host, OG, and this is part two of episode 4, season 1 of Men. We're wearing dresses now. So I am going to continue the conversation about Mr. Russell Westbrook because I have more thoughts on the matter. And before I get into the video to do some commentary so we can have this discussion, this morning spoke to my son and he really wants to get in on this discussion to give his thoughts. And so we're going to do a part 3 on Sunday with myself, Little Bully, and Lash. And we're going to discuss this whole, Russell Westbrook situation of him wearing a dress as a heterosexual male. And it's good to hear from my son's perspective because he comes from, the young generation. And it's good to hear from their perspective. So they definitely said they want to get in on this convo. But I told them that, the spirit came through me and I need to discuss this. So the first 2 parts will be myself. And then on Sunday, we're going to record the third part where we're going to have a group discussion about our thoughts of a heterosexual male, black male, on top of it, wearing a dress. So before I even begin, I need to give a couple of shout outs, man. One, shout out to my man, Mr. Boris. Drew, big up, rude boy. Thank you for hitting me up and giving me those kind words and positive words for a brother to keep pushing. Shout out to my brethren, Blanca. Blanca, you're a spiritual dude like me, son. A lot of those things you're posting on Facebook, I understand where you're coming from. So trust me, I get it. For those who don't understand, they're not enlightened yet. They're not there yet. So just give them time. But keep doing your thing, brother. Keep posting what you're posting. Because I see you. I'm Geechee. I see you. And I understand. We come from the same place. I think my brethren Blanca, he's always been a spiritual dude. And I think like me, he was suppressing it for a while. And now you can see his mind is fully enlightened. Today he posted something that I thought was real smart. I don't know if people caught on to what he posted, but I agree with this. He said, I don't subscribe to any religion. I am spiritual. If you don't know what that means, I don't know what to tell you because I am the same way. I respect all religions. I just don't subscribe to any of them because I'm a spiritual man. I believe in a higher being and I know there's a higher being. So I'm in tune with nature and other things. And I will leave it at that. For those who are spiritual, you know exactly what I'm referring to. But anyway, big up Blanca. Big up my brother Ness too, son. I love you, Dread. Big up. And big up my brethren Doji. See it? Big up. So, with all the big ups out of the way, also shout out to my man, Barry Bage, my man Francisco, who hooked me up with the logo for the show. His wife, he designed it. I need to text him. I knew I forgot something. So Francisco, I know you listen to the pod. I'm gonna hit you up, homie. I'm gonna need your wifey's name so I can give her the credit. Because like I said, if I ever make it into this space, everybody who's rode with me through this journey, trust me when I tell you, I'm not gonna forget. And you should know what I mean by that. So anyway, this is part 2. We're going to listen to my man, Kwame Brown. He has a response to Pierre, the comedian, the dude I used to like. So we're going to listen to Kwame's response to Pierre. And then I'm going to play a special video that I'm going to highlight a point from it that I want to take from it. Why I think this particular subject matter is really important for us to have as a society. Not just Black, not just white, not just Spanish, not just Asian, but all of us, especially heterosexual males. We need to have this discussion. And it's a very, very good discussion. I love what I'm seeing on the interwebs. I keep telling everybody, Kwame Brown, when I use that word anointed, I know people get cringy, but you have to follow me what I'm saying. I pick up on everything and I see everything. Everyone that is coming at this man is being exposed and they don't realize it. Like God is exposing them. Because I keep telling y'all, they keep putting people in front of us that we like. That is very important for you to understand that we like. Because if you like this individual, they know they can push this individual to push the agenda that they want. So that is key. So we're going to listen to Kwame Brown's reaction to Pierre. And this is going to be hilarious. Let's take a listen.
Hey, shout out to Self Talk.
Grammarly?
David, my bad.
You know, we come out here.
They keep doing this to me, son. Like it's like they setting me up, son. My bad.
I just watched Pierre. Hey, look here. I've been in here practicing jokes because he said we should talk to our kids and have a teachable moment about what they see and why little Nas X belly like that. So I've been going through scenarios of what the kids might ask. Hey, and Pierre, hey, look here. Boy, shout out to you, boy. Hey, check this out. I got a clap for you, nigga. Shout out to you, boy. Hey, whatever role you want, boy, whatever role that you was auditioning for, you don't even have to audition no more. You got the role, boy.
I'm going to pause it right there real quick. I need y'all to pay attention what he's trying to put out there. As you know, or you might not know, they have been calling, everybody's been calling Hollywood Hollyweird. And from the information that I'm gathering, it sounds like Hollywood is run by the other team. And that's why Kwame Brown is making that statement, because the other team runs Hollywood. So Pierre now doesn't have to interview or audition for any roles because of the position that he's taken. This always comes back to morals and values. Like, you're really going to sell your race out, your soul out for a bag? Always remember, God is watching. Let's continue.
You don't even have to audition no more, okay? Because I can't understand for the life of me of how this turned into a conversation about gays.
Exactly.
I don't understand how this turned into a conversation about gay people. When talking about, you see, you one of them weak ass weasels. See, I know. I told you, you niggas weak and you easy to beat because you deflect from any time somebody asks direct questions and have evidence, you deflect and try to get people in their feelings. Well, bitch, we ain't in our feelings. And I'm right at the 2-minute mark, so that bitch was right on time. So look here, little bitch. Let me explain something to you. Not only did you lie and say, let me put my hater blockers on. No, fuck that. I'll put them on in a minute.
I'm going to pause it right here. He's talking about his glasses, man, just to give you some context. Now he wears shades because he's been trying to use lighting and the light is getting to his eyes. So now he uses shades, but now he's using them as hater blockers. So yeah. Kwame Brown, before I continue the video, this dude reminds me of Dave Chappelle so much, man. It's like him and Dave Chappelle, that comedic timing they have where they're going to roast you. But when they're roasting you, if you pay attention closely, he's dropping gems. That is the brilliance of Dave Chappelle, and that is the brilliance of Kwame Brown. This man can roast you like he's a top-tier comedian, but on top of the roasting, he's going to slide you some gems, and that's his specialty. That's how he draws you in. He's very entertaining, but he's giving you gems for you to listen and take back and meditate on. So let's continue.
Not only did you lie and say that I said the black man got to be a thug and all this other weak ass shit that you said, lying ass boy. Uh, you also brought up the fact that you brought up about gay people. No one said anything derogatory towards gay people. Matter of fact, I said if you're gay, then it's cool. My cousin's gay. I have female gay cousins. I have male gay cousins, and we cool as a fan. They do taxes and all. Steal some shit for you too. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But like I was saying, you're trying to make it about a gay thing. When we spoke about Little Nas X, we talked about him going around the children first.
Exactly. Pay attention. We're talking about the kids. We're not talking about adults. We're worried about the children. And it seems like no one is worried about these kids. And then they wonder why all of these madness be going on with the buffoonery, with the child abuse. Nobody is worried about these kids. It is mind boggling to me. We shall continue.
We spoke about when you put baby videos into a YouTube search, Little Nas X video that's not even really meant for YouTube, in our opinion, was right up under baby videos.
Pause right there. I said this on the previous episode. I told y'all, go to YouTube, put in baby videos, type in baby videos. The third video down, Little Nas X X-rated video. What is that doing in the baby section? That video should not even be allowed on YouTube. It is too explicit. That video belongs on a Pornhub website or OnlyFans. Like Little Nas X should have created an OnlyFans to drop that explicit content there. That should not be viewed for public viewing. It is absolutely disturbing that you want to promote that to children. And then you wonder why all this child abuse is happening to kids. Look at what they're pumping. I told y'all, those who control imagery control the masses. Some white zaddy is co-signing that to be broadcast over airwaves. That is nuts. Absolutely nuts. Where is our morals and values? A 46-year-old black man is asking America, where's our morals and values? And I'm not even a Bible thumper. I'm just a spiritual dude. Let's continue.
So that's what we're talking about, sir. None of the things that you care to mention. You want to talk about black people and gay people. And, sir, if you're a heterosexual man, you do not wear dresses. I don't know what's so offensive about that. I don't get it.
Facts.
And I understand why you didn't understand what was going on with the situation, because Capone, I know why you said that, because you didn't wear a dress, or you wore a dress in a movie. I heard. That's what I heard, sir.
You see, there it goes. I told you, God has a way of exposing these fools. God knows that we've been distracted by the buffoonery. And I knew that's the reason why Pierre was on that angle, because he knew he wore a dress and he should have never wore a dress for the bag. He did it for the bag. And that's, I'm going to play in one of the, maybe part 3. I'm going to play that Dave Chappelle episode where he breaks down the industry, because he talks about that. He said, I have peers. This is what Dave Chappelle said. I have peers that had to sell themselves to wear a dress to get by in the industry. And Dave Chappelle said he refused. And now you wonder why they was calling him a crackhead. They were saying that he was crazy because Dave Chappelle would not bend the knee. This is insane, man. And Pierre bent the knee, and now he probably feels bad that he made that decision, because he knows how that plays in the black community. He knows we don't like that stuff because it's making black men look weak. It's that that strong black man away. They don't want that anymore. I talked about it on the last episode. Barack Obama was a strong black man. You saw how the world reacted to him. I've never seen any U.S. president get that type of reaction from the world. Like, this man was like a rock star. But that showed to me how powerful a black man can be when you put him in a position of power, one who's very articulate. The world is drawn to him. That is the definition of a strong black man. So they don't want to see that. So they're trying to feminize us, make us more like females. So there's an old Jamaican saying, and me and my mother talked about it the other night. There's an old Jamaican saying where you say, boy, go where you can. That's what they want us to do. I'm going to interpret that for y'all. They want us to keep our heads down, our mouths shut, and keep getting our jaws kicked in our rear ends and just hold a corner and shut up and don't say nothing and take it. But we're not. I'm a Geechee and I'm spiritual. That is not happening. No more sitting on the sidelines. No more just going on the interwebs and all of these platforms and not saying a thing. No more of that. We are not going to speak up because enough is enough. Enough of the disrespect. I keep telling y'all, all that Black Lives Matter and marching and all of that foolishness, what has changed? Somebody tell me, post it in the comments. Tell me what has changed since George Floyd died. Not one law was passed to benefit us. Not one. Instead, they have all of these black celebrities that I'm not a part of, but that a lot of majority of people like. They put these dudes in that position and say, yo, go wear a dress because we want to push a certain agenda, or wear this dress if you want to be in this movie, or if you want to be invited to some gala or whatever. That's why I go on. And no more of it. We're going to continue because I'm preaching. My preaching ran and started. I'm trying to hold back my preaching. Let's continue.
I heard you wore a dress in the movie. So if that's the case, I understand why you might have thought the way you thought. But I can have my opinion on the situation. I don't understand why the opposite opinion always have to be demonized or always have to be looked at as something as disrespectful. Matter of fact, you were the only one disrespectful.
You know what's crazy? At the JP today, I had the most enlightening conversation with a Caucasian male, a white man, who was an architect. This man told me he used to be a devout Catholic. He's no longer a devout Catholic. He's a spiritual man now. And I told him the struggles that I'm going through with my spirituality. And he said, stop blocking your blessing and continue to do what you're doing. Me and this gentleman, we spoke about what Kwame Brown was talking about. And he agreed 1,000%. We are not communicating with one another anymore. We're not, even if we have different opinions, we should still be able to agree to disagree and then keep it moving. But we're no longer having intellectual conversations. Those things are gone. Everybody's just putting up their fists, ready to fight or take what you say and do like Kwame Brown calls it, do a little twist with words and switch up the words, switch up the narrative. We are no longer having a civil conversation anymore. Instead, we just come with the disrespect right out of the gate. You know what happens when the disrespect starts, especially with black men, tempers get flared. So we need to stop that, man. We need to start having conversations again. We need to start speaking to one another again. And if we can't agree, we just keep it peaceful and say, Dred, you know what? We can't agree for disagree, and we'll just keep it moving. See? Now we're going to continue.
Mr. Pierre yelling all at the camera, leaning forward, calling a man crazy you've never met, that you never sat down and talked to. That's how I know you one of them weak weasels. You can just assert yourself into a conversation and not give an opinion. You're making statements about a man you never met. I'm crazy, I'm stupid, I'm all these things because I don't have the same opinion as you. And you're supposed to be better for society. I'm sitting back saying, hey, I don't agree with someone representing themselves as a heterosexual male because that's not what heterosexual men do. There are people that can rock that fashion for that type of group. You don't need to take heterosexual men and put them in dresses to make it fashion. It's already, if it's fashionable without heterosexual men in it.
Exactly. You hear what he just said? Don't let that gem go right past your head. Don't let it go past your head. You hear what he said? I agree 1,000%, man. Why are you drawing in heterosexual black men to wear dresses? Son, go grab Tom Brady for that. Go grab Aaron Rodgers for that. Go grab some of these white athletes for that. You think those white athletes is going to want to be feminized? Hell no. You crazy? You think Tom Brady will ever wear a dress? He's a man's man. He's America's golden child. That'll never happen. So why is the fashion industry is pulling black heterosexual men to feminize them? Let that sit on you. Still think I'm crazy? Let's continue.
So that was my point. So I don't know how that offended you, triggered ass little boy. But society is better with men like me that really don't give a fuck. But I can still know that I can state my opinion and know that it ain't worth two dead flies smash because it's just an opinion. You're the one going above and beyond and talking about I'm stupid and I'm crazy and pay attention to the road and all this other ignorant shit you said, boy. Now you want to go into, back in the day that we were slaves. There wasn't nobody. You wasn't no motherfucking slave, boy.
Exactly.
You cold switch at the right time, boy. You probably ain't like me since I said that Maddie joke. Which one of your granddaddies didn't like you, boy? Your granddaddy that was white or your granddaddy that was black? See, I'm from the South. I know little glow stick niggas like you. See, you don't like to tell the truth. See, I know that hurts some people's feelings, but I'm telling you, you cannot train out of people what's been trained into them. And there's always been a grandparent in a little glow stick baby like you life that don't like them. I'm not saying it's right. Don't get mad at me. I have friends that are mixed and they can't stand one of their granddaddies, whether it be the old school white grandma or the old school white granddaddy that done called them the N-word. This is a reality, boy.
You heard that? I think that's what really got Pierre pissed was that dig. Because, son, Pierre doesn't have listening comprehension skills, man. He doesn't. Because if he was listening keenly, he would have heard what Kwame Brown was trying to say. Instead, he just took that the whole wrong way, and Kwame Brown clowned on him for it with the old, which grandparent didn't like you, nigga? Was it the granddaddy that was white, or was the granddaddy that was black? Because, when you're a mixed child like that, that's what normally happens, man. Sometimes you just have those old school grandparents that just stuck in their ways. They're not progressive. They don't have a progressive mind. They're conservative. They don't believe in, interracial marriages. So yeah, you even though you're related to them, they're still racist, and even towards you, and you're their blood. They just look at you like, you're still a Negro to them. So that's why I think Pierre was so mad. But we'll continue.
So don't get mad at me because I know reality. There's something deep down anger in you, boy. You probably don't like that I say boy. You want to act like you down with us. That's the only place you can come to. Yelling at the screen and then telling a man that he shouldn't be yelling. You are one of them effeminate boys. You'll do anything for money, won't you? Won't you? Pierre, tell the truth. You changed up the entire situation and made it about something that had nothing to do with the topic. You tried the little thug angle. It's people that dig footings. It's people that are firefighters. It's people that are police officers. It's people that's in the military. And even they know what I'm saying is that heterosexual men do not wear dresses. And I know you want to hide up under the fact that it was a kilt and this and this and that. In our culture, we don't do that.
Exactly.
That's not our culture, sir.
Exactly. It's not our culture. What are we doing?
So you can be that little code switching bitch. You can sit there and stay on code, sis, and pretend like what we saying is not valid. Pretend like they didn't send Little Nas X to schools. Pretend like we're making it about his sexuality and not the places in the minds that he may be affecting.
Exactly.
That's what we're talking about.
Exactly.
We talking about. So let's go down the rabbit hole. You said it's a teachable moment because I'm glad you used my stuff with this teachable moment thing. I'm glad. Thank you. But you said it could be a teachable moment with your kids. And when they ask you what's going on with Lil Nas X belly, it's time for you to teach them. Okay. All right. So what if a kid come up? What if one of the little babies come up to their daddy and say, "Hey, daddy," or "Hey, mommy, what did Little Nas X do to get the baby in his stomach? I want to have a baby like Little Nas. Can you tell me how I can have a baby like Little Nas?"
Before I let Mr. Kwame Brown answer that question, man, oh my God, are you gonna? Are you going to try to explain that to a child? Really? You're going to try to explain that to a child? I don't know if it's my old soul in me, but I'm just a firm believer in kids just being kids. Protect them from adult content, things that an adult can handle, their brain can separate. A child is a child, man. Let him be a child. I know they don't play with toys anymore, but whatever kids do for entertainment should be toys, in my opinion. But whatever they do for entertainment, protect them in that space. That is not a conversation an adult parent should be having with a child. Are you crazy? Or maybe, no, I ain't crazy. Other people are crazy. That is not a conversation I would be having with my children. Are you crazy? No way. No, first of all, they wouldn't even be exposed to that stuff. Because I told you how I raised little bully. I was extremely protective. So, no, I'm not having this conversation with a child. Let me hear how Pierre would handle it from Kwame's point of view.
You want us to start talking about that? That's a teachable moment. What the fuck are we going to teach him?
Thank you.
Please tell me what to say, because I'm going to be lost for words.
I'm lost for words right now.
Okay. All right. Let's see if my kid saw that video. That was the third one down, where he slid down to the devil's. You know what? Hey, Daddy, I want to be in that video with Lil Nas X. What was that he sliding on? What is that thing he sliding on in that fire? And was that a man he on top of, Daddy? I want to get on top of a man too, Daddy.
Jesus Lord. Could you? And that's how kids talk too, man. That is crazy. That is crazy. So that's why I'm like, how are they allowing this stuff to be broadcast over the airways, over TV? That stuff, again, should be on OnlyFans, Pornhub. That stuff should be away from children. Children should not be exposed to that type of material. And I know before everybody say, well, he's not singing for the kids anymore. Who's his fan base then? Who is his fan base? I don't know no adult that rocks with this dude. My son doesn't even rock with this dude, and he's from that generation. So again, who is his fan base? It's the little kids. That Old Town Road is what hooked these kids. So that's his core base. He put himself in that corner. If he wanted to do all of this outlandish stuff, he should have just came out of the gate with it. But no, he built up his core base, because in that business and in any entertainment business, you need a fan base. So he targeted kids, or the people behind him targeted kids. And once they got the kids, that's when it was like, yo, we can now push this agenda and all this devil Satan worshiping thing and being pregnant. And I'm like, what in the world is going on? Like a grown man, I can just turn that off. But if I go to YouTube and punch in baby videos, and Lil Nas X is the third video down, you got to be kidding me. How I go on YouTube? What y'all do? I want to Google. What am I do? What are they doing? We shall continue.
I want to slide down the pole to the devil, Daddy. Why did he do that? I like Lil Nas X. Can I do what Lil Nas X did, Daddy? What are we supposed to say to that, sir? Now I'm just doing what you said do. You said, let's have teachable moments with our kids. If our kids come up to us saying that, they're only going to repeat what they see.
Exactly.
They're going to say, Daddy, how is that man laying down with that boy booty over his head, holding on to the side of the cage, and he bopping up and down like I used to do when I was 2, Daddy? I want to do that over a man's head. Can I do that, Daddy?
Oh, my God.
What are we supposed to say? Now, I'm just asking. You said these are teachable moments for our kids, but I want to know, what the fuck are we going to say? Because I'm going to be at a loss for words.
Same here. I wouldn't know what to say. I wouldn't know what to say.
Please tell me, your next video, I want you to react to this, because I know you're a weak weasel, and I know you're not going to actually talk about any other talking points that I actually said, because you're going to always try to make me seem a certain way.
Exactly.
You're always going to try to make me seem like I'm speaking for thug niggas and all this other stupid stuff, instead of just being able to be man enough to answer questions that why is this young man been sent to schools? Why are all our black male strong celebrities who are married to black women, why are they made to look effeminate? Why are they in dresses? Why can't they be in suits and ties like Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, and all these other white counterparts that don't have to look like weak, emasculated males for some fashion of some white boy that come and say, hey, put this on. I think you'll look good in it.
That is the question that we need to have in the black community and the Spanish community. Why is this happening, man? Why are they targeting strong black males? I'm gonna disagree with Kwame. I don't think the males they're picking are strong. I think these males has always been feminine. They may have the strong black man physique, the look, but their soul, their spirit has always been feminine. But that imagery, right, of that strong black man, I'm telling you, that's the imagery they want to destroy. They don't want that. I told you, all these fake progressive, fake liberals is just words. Actions define you. Behavior define you. Me, I'm a progressive. I'm a forward thinking man. I believe in moving forward. But I ain't subscribed to any group, any affiliation, any religion. I'm just a logical thinking person that believes that we shouldn't be stuck in the mud, that we should always be moving towards a perfect union, towards being progressive. If you're conservative, that means you're just going to be stuck in the mud. Nothing's going to change. If you're a Democrat, you're just a conservative Republican. So I'm just looking from a progressive point of view, a person who's a forward thinker. What is the targeting of these black men? It is really perplexing me. Like, why are you so scared of a strong black male? Why? You saw Barack. You saw how loved he was. You saw how respected America was. You saw all the love we were getting. What is wrong with having a strong black male? Why are you continuing to demonize us and have it just go Wallakana? But we're not going Wallakana. That's not happening. Because dudes like me now are going to speak up. No more sitting on the sidelines and agreeing from my crib. Now I'm going to come into this space on a podcast. I'm going to talk about it. We shall continue.
Because in none of our culture, don't no mama or no daddy come to their son and say, hey, son, I think you look good in this dress. That's not in our culture. So where did we get that from?
Thank you.
A big ass 6'9" nigga with a purse talking about, but it's Chanel though, bitch. It's Chanel though. Who the fuck asked you what name of the purse? Big ass nigga wearing Birkin bag. Hey, it's Birkin, bitch. It's a man, girl Birkin. It's a unisex Birkin. Fuck you. It's a nigga. If you don't like this shit, what's up? So wait a minute. Hold up, big swole up. You get the chance to get violent with me for just asking you a question.
Exactly.
You get a chance to get violent with me for not agreeing with a big ass motherfucker with having a tote bag. A big ass nigga with a tote bag. Now you mad at me. So you're not all inclusive. Well, okay. I just need you to say something. How Drake said, I just need you to say something, baby. I just need you to say something.
Yo, this dude is funny, man. But he's dropping us gems. Pay attention. He's dropping us gems. These are
I just need you to say something. I don't understand this shit.
These are legit questions.
I don't understand it. So the most sexiest thing in the world now is married heterosexual black men to wear purses, tight ass clothes and jeans and shit, cut their knee opens and all this shit.
Yo, facts.
That's the new thing, huh?
Told y'all, man, this man is a
go along, get along gang.
I'm gonna explain to y'all what the go along, get along gang is in another episode. Well, you're not gonna get that little joke, but when I explain it to you, it's gonna blow your mind, man. Who's part of the go along, get along gang? And a lot of them are black entertainers that are in a position of influence that these white zaddies are using, because the white zaddies are the puppet master, and they're using these individuals to push a message to us, and it's to keep us distracted. Because I told you, I watch everything and I try to absorb as much information as I can, so that way I can make a logical decision. So when I watch these things, I'm watching for certain things. I'm watching behavior. I'm from the Martin Luther King school. I'm from the Martin Luther King school of thought. All right. He used to always preach that you never judge a person by their skin color. Judge them by the content of their character. Those truths never, those words never meant more to me until this year, when I just look at behavior. I told a friend of mine, shout out to Chevy, that when I'm in a relationship and shit is all sweet in the beginning, I will poke the bear. And what I mean by that is, I want to see how this woman reacts to me doing something to irritate her, because I want to see the behavior of the individual, because that will tell me how this relationship is going to work. Her reaction. A lot of women I date, they don't realize, they might think I'm a jerk. I'm not really a jerk. I just do think, because to me, I'm at an age now where I got to get away from this honeymoon phase. I need to get to know who you really are. So I will do certain things to poke, to get on your nerves, and to get a reaction. And once I see that behavior, that reaction, I know if this relationship is going to work or not. And as you can see, I'm still single. So that should give you all the information you need. These women behave in a manner that I think is disrespectful to me as a man, because I'm like, this woman doesn't even know I was just fucking with her. And because I was just messing with her and I see this behavior, I have to walk away. I can't be involved in that. No, I'm looking for my kindred spirit and I haven't found it yet. Well, I think I found it, but we'll talk about that another time. We shall continue.
Hey, Pierre, boy, you a funny looking motherfucker. Sit up there talking about why would you? Yeah, so I'm saying y'all better get along with the gays. They do this. We didn't say nothing about nobody gay, sir. So what you're exposing is, Pierre, you're saying that if somebody questions any behavior of somebody, then the word gay just automatically clears you of behavior. We wasn't even talking about gays. We're talking about the heterosexual men that are wearing dresses.
That's the conversation we're trying to have.
And we know this is a promotion to our children. Allen Iverson had the hottest selling jersey. He had the hottest selling sneaker. He had the hottest selling wristband. It is a known fact that these children are going to mimic the behavior and follow who they like.
You heard that? I keep preaching this. They study us. They have data, they have the metrics. So if you think there's not a plan behind this, you're being silly. I work for a major corporation, and all they ever talk about is data and metrics. Because they look at all of this stuff and they have nerd people that can break down the analytics. So what Kwame Brown is explaining to you, pay attention. He's telling you they know how to sell to us, because they've seen certain athletes with the ability to sell certain things. So they're just going to mimic that, but they're going to flip it to what their agenda is. Remember, Allen Iverson represented the hood. Don't forget that. He represented the hood. He changed. The modern NBA today is changed because of him. Because of him. He represented the hood. And they didn't like that because they didn't understand. Now America understands the hood, but back then the NBA didn't understand the hood. Allen Iverson represented hip hop. That's why he's a legend in the hip hop community, because he represented hip hop. He forced the NBA to make hip hop, become part of the NBA. He was a trailblazer. That's the word I was looking for. He was a trailblazer. We shall continue. I just didn't want that point to go over your head. So pay attention.
So to have our brightest and best, biggest, strongest celebrities wearing dresses and wearing purses, and they can't tell me why they're doing it. It's not fashion. You're heterosexual. There's my cousin can rock all that shit.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Go follow the real super bitch. Y'all big ass niggas put that shit down and let my cousin wear that shit. He would love to run the guy, rip the motherfucking runway in that shit. This ain't y'all lane. Why y'all hogging the lane of the people who need to be showing off they shit?
You hear what he just said? Did you hear what he just said? Why y'all hogging the lane? So here's Kwame Brown defending gay people, saying, yo, what is straight males doing in this lane? Let this lane be for people that are gay because that's their lane. As a straight black male, ain't no fashion company can ever approach me. I don't care how big that bag is. Talking about, hey, OG, if you wear this skirt and these boots, we'll cut you $1 million check. You must be mad. I'm not wearing that for no $1 million check. You can keep that check, Dred. I'm a spiritual man. Don't ever come to me with that disrespect. I'm a straight male. You need to go to some of these dudes who might be in the closet or who is actually out and proud to be gay. Go to them. So that's their lane. I want a fashion company who promotes straight, strong black males. That's the clothes that I would wear, not this other stuff that you're trying to feminize me. Are you insane? As a black man, I know what that image means. So hell no. Let's continue.
You niggas is heterosexual, right? Stay out the way. Let my cousin goddamn do this shit. Let that guy Sean that roasted Tommy get up there and rip the runway. Get y'all big tall ass and go shut up and dribble like they told you when you say anything else they don't like. You big tall ass niggas go home to your wife and you niggas shut up and dribble like they tell you any other time. Now they getting you purses and letting you talk. They give you niggas purses and letting you talk now. He with his purse talk, boy. Big ass nigga. Wide shoulder linebacker looking motherfuckers in blouses talking about.
Y'all can't see what he's doing right now, man. Yo, this dude is
oh shit. Y'all some angry motherfuckers too.
Yo.
Talking about y'all kind and peaceful.
Fact.
Hey, boy, y'all get mad at them up. Not the gay people. I'm talking about the niggas that's wearing this dresses and shit and then get mad when he can't convince somebody. As soon as one of you niggas that put on a dress can't convince somebody, nigga, you just lame, dumbass nigga. You ain't ready for the drip. Pussy head, look at that ragged ass t-shirt you got on, nigga. Yeah, that stupid ass hat. Nigga, you ugly as fuck. Nigga, bitch ass nigga, you just ain't got the Alexander McQueen high heels, nigga. Fuck you mean, you just dumb. You don't know nothing about no Alexander McQueen bag, bitch. I'll be looking at him like, I turn into one of them goddamn old white women. Oh my gosh.
Yo, facts, B.
That's all you can say to them niggas is, oh my gosh.
Yo, facts, B.
Nigga, you mad.
Yo, facts, B. I can't. Yo, that's the same reaction I'd be having. Like, oh my God. Am I really seeing what I'm seeing? That's my reaction. You know, the old me, the old OG, I would have been cussing up a storm going nuts. But the spiritual me now is like, oh my God, what in the world is that? Why is a straight black man wearing a dress? Like these are my reactions. I'm confused. But then I start meditating. I start thinking, right? I start absorbing information. And as I start processing information, things are starting to come to me. And I'm like, oh, okay. Okay, this makes sense. Oh, okay. Oh, damn. This is why. Oh, wow. They really don't like black people. That's the conclusion I came to, son. They really don't like us still, man. I told you, it's just words. I'm 46 years old. I've been through so many presidents and not one damn thing changed. The only thing I've noticed with each president so far up to this point that I've been alive, only the top 1% has benefited. That's the only change that I've seen, a tangible change. Outside of technology, the top 1% is the only one that's benefited from all of these presidents. Black people are still at the bottom pole, struggling. There's only a few black people doing well, but a majority still struggling, man. So nothing has changed. We shall continue.
You big mad or little mad, nigga? Shit, I just don't agree, nigga. Damn. Fuck. You nigga get mad. That's how y'all get everybody to agree, ain't it? Just pick. Nigga, what you say, nigga? Say you like it. Say you like this shit, nigga. I take your job, your house, everything. Say you like this shit. Y'all ain't throwing no punches. Y'all just taking shit. Say you like, y'all got a rope on everything. Say you like this shit. I take your job, your house, your credit score, everything. Say you like this shit. Say it. And nigga be like, okay. I like it. I like it. Let go the rope. Let go the rope of my life, my credit score, my job, everything. I love it. I love it.
Yo, facts, B.
God damn. You motherfuckers crazy, man. Shit. Man.
Yo,
Look here, all you niggas that's wearing them purses, okay, man. What can we call it something different? Can we call it a nah, nigga, that shit a purse. Fuck
nah, that shit is a purse. I'm about to say, nah, nigga, that shit is
You
a
niggas
purse.
gotta stop getting so angry just because somebody don't agree with you, man. Damn. I don't think, in my opinion, and I haven't seen it. I haven't seen no heterosexual men just say, yo, shit, hold up, dog. We going to the hookah bar? Hold up. Let me go get changed real quick. And a nigga walk out with a big ass flowing gown on with some motherfucking boots. I ain't seen no heterosexual niggas do that.
Yo, I'm dying, son. Yo, I'm dying, son. Yo, that is hilarious. That is so true. Like, the Jamaican cats out here that I flex with, star if we ever go somewhere. I've never seen these cats ever be like, yo, oh, hold up, son. I gotta go put on this dress or come out of some heels. And these are straight males, son. Yo, I told you, this dude Kwame Brown is Dave Chappelle, man. I would love to see him and Dave Chappelle do a little stand-up comedy, or maybe he can open up for Dave Chappelle, because this dude is funny and he's giving you gems on top of it, man. Let's continue.
I ain't seen no heterosexual niggas that I said, hey, yo, we gonna go bowling, we gonna go shoot some pool. And them niggas go get a goddamn nice ass blouse with padding in the motherfuckers. With padding in the motherfuckers. Some goddamn leather. I don't know, man. I just never seen it.
Same here. I never seen
So
it.
I don't understand how it's fashion all of a sudden. I just never seen it. Have you guys seen it?
I haven't seen it, brother.
I just never seen this shit before. Have y'all ever seen it? Somebody tell me, have they ever seen the images that y'all seeing on TV of these black men? Are they in y'all households?
Hell no.
Are they in your homes? Are they your uncles?
Hell no.
Cause boy, look here, I ain't seen them motherfuckers nowhere. Them niggas foreign to me. I'm sorry. It's like they got three different kind of men or something. I don't know what the fuck going on no more.
Same here, man. I don't know what's going on anymore, man. Like, no, what he's asking, no, I've never seen that. Never. Even as a child, growing up around my mother's Jamaican male friends, these dudes were some OGs. No, I've never seen that, son. The only thing I seen was dudes drinking Guinness, Heineken, and smoking a spliff. That's what I saw. And the only reason why I saw that, because my big head ass, I was a nosy ass little kid. Again, I was a kid. So, sidebar, when my mother friends then would come over, I would come out of my room, because, they chip topping it up. I'm sneaking. I'm looking in the kitchen and shit with my big ass head looking. And all I see is all of this herb smoke in the air, and they're drinking their Guinness and, speaking their patois. And my mother would look at me and say, hey, boy, what the blip, 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 you doing? Go ahead, blah, 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 room. And just, say, how big people think this? Meaning, this is adults here. What is your little ass doing over here with your big head peeking and looking in the kitchen, looking what grown folk doing? Get your ass in the room. None of those old school Jamaican cats was wearing no dress or whatever. These dudes was men. But that was my sidebar. Let's continue. Shout out to mommy. I love you, mommy.
I don't understand what's going on. I don't know these guys. So you mean to tell me, and I noticed in that the comedy hype video, they talked about how much money somebody has now. That seems to be the key of who they think you should listen to. They always go towards how much money they got. Well, Westbrook 22 million a year. So
So
he still had a dress on.
still had a dress on.
What the fuck that had to do with anything? What's your point?
Exactly. What is your point?
So because someone makes money, those are the people that's supposed to make all the rules, right, Mr. Pierre? So you want all the rich people should make all the rules for all of us, huh? Yeah, that sound like ooh. That sound like ooh.
I'm going to tell you what that sounds like. I spoke to my son this morning, and I spoke to some coworkers at the JP. I said, you know what we're living in right now? We're living in cyberpunk 2021. We are living in a dystopian future that is currently present. I'm going to explain to you what I mean by that. Corporations run everything. You're a silly rabbit if you think your vote really counts. Corporations run everything. And how they run, they get to pick who you guys vote for. They put whoever they want in position for y'all to vote for. And how they get their candidate in is they flood what's called a campaign war chest. When they flood that campaign war chest, right, they use that money to brainwash you with advertisement. But again, I'm just bringing you gems. They do studies, analytics, metrics. The more you see of a particular candidate commercial, your brain, all they're looking for is for you to say, maybe I'll vote for him. And once they get you on that maybe, you're going to notice, you're going to keep seeing that damn advertisement for whoever candidate it is that they're trying to push hard. And by the way, corporations play both sides. They play both, the Democrats and the corporation. They don't care. Which one of their candidates is in, they know that candidate is going to pass laws to benefit their business. So that's a dystopian future. Not only that, a lot of these corporations have private military. Well, they don't call it military yet, private security firms. Okay. That's a dystopian future. You got men being women and women being men and all types of stuff going on. That's a dystopian future. Instead of the robotic arms and shit, everybody got some type of tattoo. So we are living in a dystopian future. So I'm going to circle back and say what I said when I started this podcast. We are losing our morals and values. I'm not even a Bible thumper. I'm a spiritual man. And that's the main thing I'm seeing is we don't have a moral. A majority of us do not have a moral compass. We are losing our morals and values. And I believe this is why God is upset. I believe this is why all of these things are happening. I believe this is why all of these entertainers are being exposed. Because one thing about Black people, when we sleepwalk and all of a sudden we wake up and we start looking at certain things, dog, that shit spreads. That shit spreads throughout the Black community. And you see everybody talking, because I'm telling you, a lot of Black folks at my JP, these people was sleepwalking until I introduced them to Kwame Brown. And now they're looking at all of these entertainers sideways because they never realized, they didn't realize that these people that are put in a position for us to like are extremely disrespectful to us. Again, I'm going to find that young lady that I'm subscribed to. I keep saying her old saying, all skin folk is not kinfolk. Bars. We shall continue.
You already in that go along, get along game. Or you auditioning. Boy, you out there just, you out there, look at me. I'll put the dress on. I'll do whatever y'all want me to do. Look, I'm Black, I'm white. You out there, boy. Yeah, you got the job, though. You gonna get it. You gonna get it. You sure gonna get it. Cause you don't even make points when you talk. And a lot of times when you trying to agree with some bullshit, you don't really have a point, so you just say a bunch of nonsense, and that's what you did, sir. Twice that you opened your mouth, you just said a bunch of nonsense. We hear you, nigga. There's a lot of people watching what I say, and I didn't say what you said, sir. And you got up there and you ran your motherfucking mouth not once and now twice, and you said a whole lot of nothing. You should have stuck to the jokes.
Facts. I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to put the link to this particular video down in the description box. I'm even getting better at that. Trust me, man. Your boy's going to get nice with this podcasting. So I'm going to leave it there, man. I told you, everybody is being exposed. I keep saying this. People don't listen to themselves speak. And when you don't do that, when you're just continuing to walk life just to walk life, and you're not really listening This is what happens. So Pierre, if he would have just took the time to listen to what Kwame said, he would have never fell into the quicksand. Because Pierre's not street smart, man. He's not. He doesn't have a third eye. I think him being in that industry for so long, he lost his train of thought because he should have knew right off the bat what Kwame Brown was referring to. It took that young lady Vanessa to break it down, and he still didn't get it. He still doubled down, and look, Kwame Brown is exposing him again. But I want to play a different video. This one is still related to Russell Westbrook, but it's going to come back to what I always been preaching. Black people, when you are in a position of influence, right? You are naive to think that only black people watch you. White folks watch us. And when white folks watch us, they see this stuff and they think this is who we are. And that's what always gets me nervous. I had a conversation with my mom. I talk to my mom every night, by the way, y'all. You should do that. Call your mother, call your father. My pops is dead, may you rest in peace. But my mom's, I talk to my mother every night when I leave the JP. And I told her something about Tyler Perry, and she was defending this dude. And I said, Mommy, you know why I don't respect Mr. Perry? I know everything that he does. The main reason why I don't respect him, he was wearing a dress. I can't co-sign that. I don't know it was for that Medea thing, but I'm like, nah, son. Sorry. You're a black male. No dress, dude. No, don't do that. But she was defending him to the T. Now my mother, after I explained to her that imagery that he put out there, the effect that it has, now my mother understands where I was coming from. Because first she thought I was just being too preachy, but I had to break it down to her and told her, yo, that imagery you put out there, white people see that. And that's why when they look at us, that's who they think we are. Bill Cosby, right? It's crazy because Bill Cosby, he always used to preach about imagery. And I never really understood why he was so concerned about these black comedians when they would use curse words and everything. I just thought he was being an old head. But now that I've become enlightened, and now that I'm more spiritual, and now I'm walking down this spiritual path, I understand where Bill was coming from now. When he says, as black people, we have to be careful about that imagery we put out there. Now I get why he did the Huxtable show back in the day when he portrayed to be a doctor and his wife was a lawyer. Like, he was trying to show black people success, that you can have success. Then he was trying to show white America that you can have a successful upper to middle class black family that didn't have to do any shenanigans. They were just like a regular old family. They were just educated. That show was a brilliant idea. And now, at the age of 46, now I understand where Bill was coming from with the imagery thing. Because when you're young, you don't really pay attention to these things until, especially men, not women. You women mature so damn fast. I'm jealous. But men, we take a while to mature. I told my homegirl Chevy that, man. Like, men take a long time to mature. Like, I didn't really start maturing. Y'all don't laugh at me telling y'all personal story. I didn't really start maturing till I want to say maybe my mid to late 30s, when I started doing a lot of self-reflecting, when I started doing things I need to change in my life, my behavior. Like, I started analyzing myself. I'm like, damn, dog, I need to change. You know what I mean? So I started working on myself, but that was maturity. Like, the man I am today, I wish I was the man. I wish I was that man 20 years ago, but I'm not. The man I am today, I'm proud to be that man today because I see a bright future for me if I continue on this spiritual journey. So I'm not done yet. We're going to talk about something that's really important. Why I wanted to do part 2 today. I don't know this gentleman's name here. I need to find out who this gentleman's name. Who is it? Okay, the gentleman, his YouTube is called Behind the Line. right? It's a white guy. He sounds a little Southern. Yo, shout out to the Southerners too, son. I love y'all, son. I just love Southerners, son. They some cool ass people, bro. Like the Southern folks, they're just laid back country, and I love their lingo, how they explain things, how they talk. I just love the country. Shout out to the country. Anyway, this white brother here, his YouTube page is called Behind the Line. He responds to Russell Westbrook and Kwame Brown's reaction to it. This is really important because I got kind of a little sidetracked. What I was trying to say was white folks watch us, man. They watch us. So I want you to listen from a white man's perspective. This is highly, highly, highly important because it still shows, regardless of what ethnic background you're from, if you are a straight heterosexual male, this bothers you. So now we're going to hear, instead of from a black man's perspective, let's hear from our white counterpart. Let's hear from our white brother behind the lines. Shout out to We Are One TV. Shout out to them brothers too that posted this video. So I'm gonna put their link in the description as well. Shout out to those brothers too. Let's play this video, y'all. Let's get it.
On Twitter Sunday while watching the NFL. I used to follow Russell Westbrook on Twitter, but once I saw what I saw on Sunday afternoon, I immediately unfollowed him. I used to have a lot of respect for Russell Westbrook. One of my favorite players in the NBA. The dude is tenacious. If he was born in the 70s and was playing in the NBA in the 90s, Russell Westbrook would have been a top 5 player in the league, top 3 player in the league. He's the ultimate throwback player. But because he can't shoot, and the NBA has become a three-point shooting league where all 5 guys on the court are expected to be able to make long-range shots, Russell Westbrook is not nearly as effective as he would have been 20 years ago. Even still, Russell Westbrook is the type of player that you want on your team. Hardworking, dedicated, stays out of trouble, leadership. Like I said, I had a lot of respect for Russell Westbrook. I still have a lot of respect for his game. But on Sunday afternoon, I see him send something out on Twitter, and he's wearing a damn dress. Yeah.
You hear that white man sound? You hear the disappointment in that white man's voice? He's wearing a damn dress. Hear what he said. Russell was his favorite basketball player. I wonder if when Russell sent that out, I wonder if he knew this was going to be the reaction. I wonder if he knew. He lost a lot of white fans too. Don't get it twisted. He lost. I'm going to tell y'all a little side story why this is really important. We shall continue.
A dress. The thing that women wear. Apparently, this is not even the first time that Russell Westbrook has worn a dress, went full-blown female. I didn't know that until I started looking into this, but Russell Westbrook has worn a dress before. He is supposedly heterosexual. He's married, has kids, which is a little bit concerning when you think about it. What is Russell Westbrook teaching his son? That it's okay for a man to walk around at New York Fashion Week wearing a dress that's acceptable? Call me old-fashioned. I don't know. Maybe I'm even getting a little bit older. But when I was growing up, dudes didn't wear dresses. Matter of fact, even today, I know a lot of people. I know a lot of gay people. I have gay friends. I hate saying it like that, but you know what I mean.
Me too. I hate having to say, like, I know gay people. Like, I hate having to say that. But listen to this white brother's explanation, man. Listen to this white brother's thoughts. His thoughts are very powerful, man. Very powerful. Let's continue.
None of them wear dresses. Russell Westbrook has said that he wants to become an icon in the fashion industry, which is fine. Okay, that's fine. Dude has worn some weird stuff before, but if a dude wearing a dress is something iconic, I want nothing to do with the fashion industry. Kwame Brown has become a soundbite machine, and you know what? He's become one of my favorite YouTubers.
I want y'all to pay attention with what this white brother just said. You hear what he just said? Kwame Brown has become one of his favorite YouTubers. Mine too. Do you know why? Because he's giving you gems. If you can, get past the cursing and the roasting, listen to the gems that he's dropping. This white man is clearly listening to the gems. That's important. I told you, God works in mysterious ways. When I told you that, Mr. Brown, that in my opinion, I feel he's been anointed because the things that he's been speaking on is waking people up. Like people are awakening. I think that's why I feel YouTube is trying to suppress his voice because they see he's having major influence. I told you, and YouTube is supposed to be progressive. They see that people are listening to him. People are questioning things now. People are asking questions now, like, hey, what is going on? Here's a white brother. And I'm going to tell you a sidebar why I think this is important. I speak to a lot of Caucasian males, right? Because of my JP. And when I'm speaking to these males, bro, this is the stuff that comes up all the time. They fucking hate ESPN. They cannot stand ESPN. Do you know why these white men cannot stand ESPN? They told me they just want to turn on sports and just want to know how many points such and such scored, how many home runs such and such hit, how many hits he got. They just want to know stats. But every time they turn on ESPN, all they hear is about off the field drama, politics. And I never forget the conversation this white brother told me. He's like, dude, I deal with so much stuff outside in the real world. I just want to escape with my sports, and I can't watch ESPN because they're always shoving some buffoonery in my face. Son, I haven't watched ESPN since 2006. And I'm a sports junkie. I get my sports feed different ways. I don't mess with ESPN. I don't mess with cable TV, period. I'm sick of it. Like, I've been sick of it from 2006. I don't watch that stuff. So when all of these white men are telling me these things, I'm laughing in my head because I know where they're coming from. I agree. That's why I've been stopped. I stopped from 2006. I've seen the pattern. I constantly saw the disrespect of black athletes, and I couldn't deal with it anymore because it was perplexing me at that time. Like, son, you're black. You're on a powerful network, and you're taking food out of another black man's mouth when you're talking about the off the field issues. I don't know if y'all noticed, but a lot of black athletes don't fuck with ESPN. They don't want to go on that show because it's not a safe space because they know these niggas are going to dig into whatever problems these athletes have off the field. Dude, they're humans just like us, and they just got some extreme talent, but they're humans like us. They're going to make mistakes. I don't want to hear about that stuff. If there's no mugshot, I don't need to hear about it. If him and his girlfriend had a fight or whatever the case may be, whatever off the field nonsense they're in, as long as there ain't no mugshot, I don't care. I don't care. There's no police report marks. I don't care. Can we just talk about sports? So I know I got a little sidetracked, but I just wanted to share that little nugget with y'all. Let's continue.
He sounded off on Russell Westbrook and his fashion choices. I generally keep the cursing to a minimum here on the channel, but I wanted to play this soundbite for you from Kwame Brown. I did not beep out the cursing because I find that to be extremely annoying when words are beeped out. We're all adults here.
Exactly.
I don't see cursing as being a big deal.
Exactly.
But if you are bothered by it, or if you have kids in the room, here is your warning. There is a lot of cursing in this short clip that I'm about to play for you, but I wanted you to hear what Kwame Brown had to say about Russell Westbrook. Because to be honest with you, I couldn't say it any better than he did.
Did y'all hear that? Here's a white brother that said, I couldn't say it any better than the way Kwame Brown said it. So if you think this white brother is the only white brother that feels this way, is still sleepwalking. Wake up. He's representing the majority of America. Remember who runs this country? There's our white folks. They run this country. So there's a lot of white men who feel this way, the way this white brother feels. So pay attention.
Roll the clip.
And I can speak about it, nigga, because when I played, I had to shit my mouth too. There's two ways you can go, nigga. You bite the apple and wear them motherfucking dresses like Russell Westbrook or whatever the fuck his name is. I don't even want to say this nigga name no more. But this ain't this nigga first time in a dress. So I don't know why people so alarmed. This nigga been wearing dresses and weird ass shit. But see, like I told you, LBJ said, your leaders, they'll give them to you.
Did you hear that? Lyndon B. Johnson said, that's a quote, your leaders, they'll give them to you. You don't, y'all keep thinking you're picking your leaders. You don't pick your leaders. Your leaders are chosen for you already. They just brainwash you to follow these buffoons. Pay attention. Lyndon B. Johnson was a white man, by the way, dropping you gems and y'all don't even know it. So many of us, well, not me anymore, but so many of us been sleepwalking, man. Sleepwalking. Kwame Brown just dropped you that little gem. And I bet you that what he said, Lyndon B. Johnson said, your leaders are given to you. I bet you that little gem he just said just went over so many people's head. Keep thinking that these silly politicians really represent you. Those politicians are already chosen. I've heard this discussion. Remember, I've been working in white corporate America for a long time. I've heard these discussions behind doors. How a lot of these powerful white executives think. You would be amazed by the words that they use when it comes to politics time. They treat these politicians like slaves. My boy, my girl, she's gonna win. I'll make sure I put her in place to win. I'm sitting there quiet as a whistle, just absorbing this information. I'm giving you some secrets. Pay attention.
And just because this nigga can jump high and play basketball, not nary nigga, not no Geechee nigga, not no nigga I ever was raised up with, gonna be walking around the goddamn streets with a dress on and some motherfucking boots and get my respect and say he heterosexual. Now, if you gay, cool, my cousin gay. I don't give a fuck. I got gay girl, female cousins, male cousins. It don't matter about that. But when you say you a heterosexual male, and that's what you do, nigga, fuck you. And that's my opinion, nigga. So if you wanted my opinion on that, I think these niggas is exposing exactly what I said. These bitch-ass celebrities bite that motherfucking apple. And I never bit no apple. I just shut my mouth. That's how you gotta do it. You gotta shut your mouth or bite that apple. And there's plenty of niggas like me that's just not talking. Cause that weird ass shit they around is weird as fuck. What kind of nigga y'all, what hood y'all, these niggas supposed to be from?
Nice.
Yeah, high heel boots and a mini skirt. Nigga, what the fuck wrong with you? Man, please. These are your leaders.
You hear what he just said, man? It is so true, man. So true. Like, dudes in the NBA right now, they can't talk. This is why Kwame Brown, I believe he gets so much respect. This man didn't speak for 20 years. You can go Google him for Kwame Brown past interviews. I believe only one will come up. He kept his mouth shut because he's a old soul that's smart. Where I come from, if you're put in a position like that, but you have an old soul and you know you can't say certain things because you're under what? Company policy. NBA is a league. It's a company. You're under NBA policy. He couldn't talk. So he just kept his mouth shut. And I used to always be perplexed, like, yo, when Stephen A would go at him and call him, tease him about his name, call him a bona fide scrub, this man or none of his family members, nobody responded. He just kept his head down, made his bread, and the minute he got out from the NBA under company policy, he came onto social media. And then when CB4 and Becky with the good hair wanted to disrespect him on what's their show called? All the Smoke, whatever that dumb podcast is called. When they disrespected him, he had enough. He had enough being quiet. So this is why I think people are listening to him, because you know how it goes in the Black community, in the Spanish community. When a man or woman don't speak for 2 decades, don't say shit, but all of a sudden they just come out and talk, you're like, whoa, we didn't even know this dude had a voice. We didn't even know this dude had a personality. We didn't even know this dude was funny. Wait, we didn't know this dude was that intellectual. Like, all of these things are surprising people because we didn't know nothing about him. He kept his head down and made his money. I would have did the same thing too. I'm not worrying about you buffoons. I'm making millions of dollars trying to take care of my family, and I'm on the company policy. I can't say shit. But once he's out of the NBA, he told y'all some gems. There's a lot of players that talk to him. They just can't say anything because they're under company policy. So you got to keep their mouth shut. But he's independent. He's not tied to anything. He's his own boss. So he can speak what he wants. This man he retired at the age of 32, 35, I believe, something like that. Y'all can fact check me on that. Think about that. He retired at the age of 32. He's retired. Retired. He has nothing but hands on his time. Must be nice. Let's continue.
What else can I say? I talk on here every day.
Hold on, y'all. Got to do a little intermission here because they're playing a commercial. So my bad. But we shall continue. We shall continue.
Kwame Brown is absolutely right. He talks about the fact that he kept his mouth shut while Russell Westbrook is biting the apple. Now, I'm not 100% sure about this, okay? But here's what I think Kwame Brown's talking about. There have been whispers and rumors going around for years now about homosexuality in Hollywood and the fashion industry and what it takes for you to get ahead in the industry. Basically, the rumor is you get ahead by succumbing to sexual advances.
Did you hear that? Don't let that go over your head. I've been hearing those things too, man, and it's very, very disturbing, son. That's why I fucks with Netflix. If Dave Chappelle fucks with Netflix, I fucks with Netflix. I mess with Netflix for other reasons, but I am not a fan of Hollywood. If you see the things that they be pumping out from Hollywood, you're like, what in the world? Like, whoa. Prime example, CW's Batwoman. Son, this is Batwoman. How do you screw up Batwoman? I tell you how. Go look at that script. That script was so atrocious. So atrocious. So cringy. It don't matter what type of actress you got to play in that role. They were set up to fail because the writing was so bad. Because the person writing that show was a feminist. So she put her feminist ideals into the script and ruined the actual character of Batwoman. That show was supposed to poop out money. And Batwoman attracts who? Males. But because you had a feminist writing that, and she was putting her ideology into the script, it destroyed that show. There's a way to put a message into a show. It's called tying it into the script where it's seamless, where it's not going to be cringy, where it just fits naturally into the story. But because they're so hell-bent on changing a mindset, they're force-feeding it. They ruin that show and force CW to cancel it after, I think, like a season and a half. But that's just a prime example of what he's talking about I wanted to bring up. Let's continue. Then I'm going to wrap it up.
What I think Kwame Brown is alluding to is the fact that Russell Westbrook has basically been turned out by the industry. That he's wearing dresses because that is what he's been told to do. Now, whether or not that's true, I'll let you decide. Here's what I do know. I've always thought of Russell Westbrook as being an alpha male. I don't think that anymore. There's not an alpha male that I know that walks the streets wearing a damn dress. The reaction to Russell Westbrook in his dress, it's been, I don't want to call it mixed, it's been mostly negative.
It's mostly negative.
You have some people who are supportive. It doesn't take a brain surgeon to figure out which side of the political spectrum they lean towards. Now, there are some people who thought it was funny. I didn't see anything funny about it. I don't see anything funny about Russell Westbrook wearing a dress. I find it to be deplorable.
Same here.
Then you have a lot of people who feel the way I do about it. I think everybody should have the choice to wear whatever they want. I'm not against Russell Westbrook dressing weird at NBA press conferences. He's been doing it for years. Or, to be honest with you, wearing what he wants. But here's the thing. Why is he wearing a dress? What message is he sending by wearing a dress? Whether he thinks so or not, Russell Westbrook wearing a dress furthers the agenda. They have been working hard to try to change what we consider to be normal.
Thank you.
Men wearing dresses, women growing facial hair.
Thank you.
I'm pro-choice, but you lose me when you start talking about women having abortions 9 months into their pregnancy,
Facts.
defunding the police, mandated COVID vaccines, all of this is part of the agenda. All of this is changing behavior, what we consider to be normal.
You hear that? I told y'all. You heard what he just said? Behavior. I told y'all, I'm from the Martin Luther King School of Thought. You judge a person not by their skin color, by the content of their character. I always look at people's behavior because your behavior defines your character. Always remember that. If you can take anything from this podcast, always look at people's behavior. It defines their character. Once you see that behavior, you see that character pop out. Your spirit will tell you right off the jump, don't mess with that person because it's behavior. He said a key thing, and I always preach this to my mom. Behavior, mommy. I always look at behavior. I always stay quiet, observe, take mental notes, and look at behavior. Let's continue, then I'm going to wrap it up.
Let's assume for a second that Kwame Brown's right. Russell Westbrook bit the proverbial apple and was influenced by others to wear a dress at New York Fashion Week. Let's just assume that for a second. What would be the point of him doing that? Well, Russell Westbrook has been a superstar in the NBA for over a decade. He has a massive following. There are possibly millions of children who look up to him.
You heard that? Children. I keep telling y'all, man, they don't care about the adults. They know they can't convince us to change our minds, strong black men, strong white men. They know they can't convince us to change that school of thought. So they want to attack the kids. And I call it just like that. They're attacking the kids. They know kids love Russell Westbrook because remember what Kwame Brown said when Allen Iverson was popping, son. Kids was trying to be like him. So I told y'all, they study us. They have the data. They have the metrics. They have the analytics. They know exactly what they're doing. So if they want to push this, they're going to push it towards the kids because they want to make this normalized. They want this to be normalized where, again, I brought this up. I want to know from a female's perspective. That's why I can't wait to talk to Lash on Sunday because I asked her this today. Then I cut it because I'm like, save your thoughts for the podcast because I want to know, as a woman, if my son, this is hypothetical, little bully, so don't trip out on me. Don't wild out on me. Don't wild out on your own man. This is a hypothetical. If my son came to her for a date in a dress with a purse and high heels on, would she go out with him on that date? I'm not going to answer that for y'all because I'm going to save that for her so she can speak that truth from her perspective. But like, there's females. Just picture that in your head. Some dude coming to pick you up and this man who you think is a man, like you're attracted to this dude. He shows up to your crib in a dress, heels, and he got a better purse than your ass. You still gonna date that dude? I'm telling y'all, man. Shout out to We Are One TV. I'm gonna put the link in the description. And shout out to Behind the Lines, man. This was a great conversation coming from a white brother's perspective. And it goes to show you, man, I don't think Russell Westbrook realized when he hit that little send button, this was the reaction that he was going to get. He thought because we're living in an all-inclusive society, dog, there's still certain things you can't do, rude boy. There's still certain things where you got to uphold your race and be proud to be a black man and be a strong black man. It's not just a catchphrase, my guy. You saw it with Barack. Son, you haven't seen it since. Ain't no other black person can get that type of reaction around the world. Nobody. That dude was a special dude, son, because he just had this ability to resonate with people. So I can't understand. And I used to like Russell too. So I thought he was an alpha male. He clearly is not. He's a beta. Might be a Charlie, for all I know. Because I don't know no alpha male dudes who do feminine things. They're men, son. They're not part of that. Again, if you're gay, of course, you're gay, nigga. That's what you do. But if you're straight, like, what are you doing, son? So that's why I think is either he's pandering to the LGBTQ community, or he's an in the closet homosexual, or he needs some type of favor. So he has to do these things to get whatever he wants to be at or to get. And whoever is co-signing this is targeting the kids because they have a bigger plan. Everything works together, man. I'm going to look up that homegirl's name, that sister's name, son. All skin folk ain't kinfolk. And I'm going to leave y'all with that. You know, my brother Ness always says when I do these podcasts, I never give out my socials. I'm old school. I'm an old soul dude. But I do want to give out my social media handles. You can follow me on Instagram at otny.tv. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel at Our Thoughts Not Yours.tv. And that's all the socials I'm going to have. I'm going to start streaming on the other platforms. But like I told you, I got to creep before I walk. Everything is a process. And I'm learning as I'm going along. I'm going to make this podcast even better. You see, I uploaded 2 podcasts this week because my spirit told me I needed to talk about this with y'all. And I'm going to do another part 3 on Sunday with Little Bully and Lash because they want to join this conversation. This is a great conversation to have. It's a discussion that we need to have because, again, Black folk, wake up, become enlightened. Stop just living your life like a zombie, like you're living in The Walking Dead. Start paying attention to what's going on. Just because they put a person in your face that you like, son, start questioning things. Don't take everything for face value. You know what I mean? That is the gem I'm gonna leave y'all with. Don't take everything for face value, son. Start asking questions, son. We live in the United States of America, home of the brave, land of the free. You can ask questions, nothing wrong. That's why I named this podcast. It's my thoughts, not yours. It's just my opinion. These are just my thoughts. So if you don't like them, it's okay. We can still disagree. We can still agree to disagree. So that is the show, ladies and germs. I want to give, a shout out to some folks. Shout out to my mother. I love you, mommy. Shout out to my homegirl Frenchie, whose family is going through something really tragic right now. My prayers and thoughts go out to you and your girls. So always be that rock for them. Always be that light at the end of the tunnel for them. And this too shall pass. I know your family doesn't want to hear these words, but this too shall pass. Trust me. Just keep your spirit up and just know that you're loved and never forget that. Shout out to my sister who's also dealing with a horrible illness. I love you, sis. I haven't spoken. I gotta hit you up tomorrow. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna give you a call. I haven't spoken to you like in a week. Just keep your head up. You're a fighter. You told me that you was gonna fight, so I trust your words. Just keep your spirit up and know that you're loved and that you're blessed as well. Shout out to my brother Ness, man. I'm gonna hit you up too, dude. I haven't talked to you in a little bit, so I'm gonna hit you up as well. And a special shout out before I end the show to my goddaughter. My goddaughter got married. It was a happy moment for me, and it was a sad moment for me because her father is my best friend who's no longer here. And I take that responsibility as a godfather seriously, and I failed that young lady. I failed her. She doesn't know why I failed her, but I failed her. Her father specifically left me instructions for her. If anything ever happened to him, And I never followed through on those instructions because I was just too distraught that I lost him. Again, PTSD. That's another discussion for another podcast, but I just wanted to congratulate her. Akila, I love you. Congratulations. If your father was here, he would have been so proud of you to walk you down that aisle, to give you away. You look just like him too, man. Just like him. I looked at that wedding picture today and my eyes just filled up with tears. She looked just like her old man. And she's growing up to be a beautiful woman. And she's expecting. So congratulations to you and your husband. Shout out to the Ricks family. I love y'all. I posted there, why wasn't I invited? And I mean that shit, niggas. Why didn't y'all invite me? Y'all could have hollered at your boy. You got me all watered high on your watery over here with my eyes and shit. I would have definitely showed up for Akila's wedding, man. You know, Jamel Moms hit me up, man, said she loves me and that she misses me. And Twana, same thing. Like, why the fuck I've been staying away? I will discuss all of those things on the pod and with you. Ness knows why I stay away. He's the only one that knows why I stay away. But that's another discussion for another day. That is the end of part 2 of Black Men. We are wearing dresses now? Shit. Part 3 this Sunday. I love y'all. Thank you for tuning in. You done know. Stay blessed. Stay in your spiritual mind. Stay humble.